Bicycle accidents happen in so many ways. Anything from poor road conditions, defective equipment, rider inattentiveness, and negligent car drivers on their cell phones can all cause tragic accidents. Too many, in fact, to discuss in one video. But there are 5 scenarios that we see the most, and we'll discuss those accident scenarios here today in the video and hopefully add some insight on how you as a cyclist can avoid becoming a statistic. As a cyclist myself, and yes, that is me in the picture you're looking at the moment, I am always looking for ways to reduce my risks on the road. So let's talk about the most common accident scenarios we see. One type of accident we see often is the right pull-out accident. This occurs when a car pulls out of a street, a driveway, or a parking lot, which is on the right of the cyclist. One of 2 things happens. Either the car hits the cyclist broadside, as in a T-bone accident, or the car pulls out in front of the cyclist, giving him or her no time to stop, and the cyclist crashes into the side of the car. What can we do to reduce our risk of being involved in such an accident? You'll hear me preach over and over, we need to be more visible to cars. We really should have a headlight or flashing light on the front of our bike, even during the daytime. We should also wear the most highly visible clothing possible. Neon green, yellow, and orange are the best. We need to reduce our speed at intersections and anticipate, even assume, a car exiting to our right every time there is a street or curb cut from which a car could enter our path. I always try to make eye contact with the driver of the car if possible, so I'm certain the driver knows I'm there. Typically, in these types of collisions, it's the driver of the car who is deemed negligent for failing to keep a proper lookout and yielding to the bicyclist's right of way, especially if the car is exiting a parking lot or a driveway. Another common accident scenario we see is referred to as the right hook accident. These types of collisions occur when a car passes us on our left, then takes a sharp right turn, cutting us off and hitting us as they turn. As the car passes us, for whatever reason, they either don't see us or they don't realize we are just slightly behind them, and they quickly make a right turn, causing a collision. I have handled a tragic case where a cyclist was pulled under the wheels of a turning box truck and was killed. It's for this reason the right hook is one of the deadlier type of car versus bike accidents we see. What can we cyclists do to reduce our risk of being injured in such an accident? We should ride farther to the left, causing cars to more decisively pass us. Even if we're cut off, we'll be in a position farther to the left and have a head start on swerving to avoid a collision. Also, treat every intersection with extreme caution. Slow or even stop before entering an intersection, and be aware of what traffic is behind you as you are of the traffic in front of you. Massachusetts law states that automobile drivers, when passing a bicyclist near an intersection or driveway where they want to turn right, cannot turn unless they are at a safe distance from the cyclist and they can make the turn at a reasonable and proper speed. That's Chapter 90, Section 14 of Mass General Laws. The next type of accident I have personally experienced. It's affectionately referred to as getting doored. This happened to me when I was a young man. I was about 20 years old and I was riding my bike on Revere Beach when a driver of a car who was parked on my right opened his door quickly, causing me to hit the door, sending me up and over my handlebars and the car door, landing me in the middle of the road. Fortunately, there was not another car coming, or you might not be watching this video right now. What can we do to avoid getting doored? Not too much, to be honest. We can try to ride farther to the left if traffic permits. This makes us a bit more visible to the cars driving behind us and hopefully gives us more room to accommodate a careless opening. I always keep a lookout to see if someone is seated in the driver's seat of any car parked on my right, and do the best I can to keep at least 3 feet away from any parked cars. And although not a big deterrence, in Massachusetts, drivers and passengers can be fined up to $100 for opening a vehicle door into oncoming traffic. That's Chapter 90, Section 14. The next type of accident is very dangerous and one of every cyclist's worst fears. It's the rear-end bike accident. Getting rear-ended by a car while on your bike almost never ends well. Unlike being in a car, we have no protection, so we must do everything we can to avoid this type of collision. But what can we do? Well, we can start by making ourselves obnoxiously visible. Bright lights, highly visible clothing, etc. Also, do your best to choose your ride times when visibility is highest and avoid riding at night if possible. Headlights, tail lights, and reflective gear can save your life. It may seem like bad advice, but do not ride too close to the curb. Drivers will pay more attention to us if we ride about 6 inches inside the white shoulder line and not outside of it or on it. Laws in Massachusetts require motor vehicle operators to maintain a safe distance when overtaking a bicyclist, and general principles of negligent laws will often dictate that the person who hits a cyclist from behind will be held liable for the collision. The final accident scenario we see frequently is the left cross collision. This occurs when you are riding straight through an intersection and a car traveling in the opposite direction takes a left turn and either hits you or crosses your path, leaving you no time to avoid a collision. The best way to avoid these types of accidents is to dramatically slow or stop at all intersections and be sure it's safe to cross. Even if you have the right of way, be prepared to take evasive action. I always assume that the operator of a nearby car doesn't see me. Remember, the goal is to stay alive, not to win a lawsuit. In Massachusetts, the law states that, and I quote, "Any operator intending to turn left in an intersection across the path or lane of vehicles approaching from the opposite direction shall, before turning, yield the right of way until such time as the left turn can be made with reasonable safety." That's Chapter 89, Section 8. So yes, the car driver will likely be determined to be at fault, but that's hardly a consolation to you after being seriously injured or worse in an accident. If you've been injured in a bicycle accident, the best thing you can do if you want to be fairly compensated is to understand your legal rights before you make any decisions. Before you speak to an insurance company adjuster, sign or submit any paperwork, or hire a lawyer, you owe it to yourself to get as much information as you can so you can make a smart decision on what you need to do next. At Spada Law Group, we offer free consumer guides and videos that answer many of the questions bicycle accident victims have. Take a look, go to our website, download our free information, or contact us for a free consultation. Learn what Spada Law Group is all about and how we might be the right bicycle accident lawyers for you.